When I was 5...
Well, I wanted to ask about that, Donnie. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I mean, for our listeners, the people that are skeptic, because I told you, I was originally skeptic. It's not that I don't believe you, but just
Oh, no, you have
for
to...
everyday people out there that are very skeptical of many things, this is kind of beyond that. How
Yeah.
are you able to talk about this? How are you able to give out this information?
Why haven't they killed you for getting this out?
Exactly.
Is part of it also. So.
Yep, I'm getting right to that. That's the part. Why am I still alive, right? Well,
Right.
when I was 5, I was brought there. I didn't know how I got there. I thought it was another dimension, like a lot of other people think, because, I'm there, I'm looking around, and I don't know who was around me, and they used to give me cookies and stuff to calm me down. Anyway, I was originally brought there to be a molestation victim. So anyway, I wasn't into that, so all I'd do is scream and cry, and someone said, well, do you do anything else, singing or dancing? So I started singing just songs out of thin air. And the first one that I ever did, I don't even want to mention which ones because it sounds so weird this 5-year-old did this song. Anyway, Elizabeth was there, and I sang that song Lady by Kenny Rogers for her. Kenny Rogers was a sex slave for Elizabeth, for Queen Elizabeth. He, if he ever talked about it, he would have been killed. So I sang that Lady song to her with the hockey boards in between us, and she was all awestruck, and everybody was like, wow, how did you do that? And I was like, I don't know. Can I go home now? They deactivated me. My cologne fell limp. I woke up the next morning, didn't remember anything. They gave me back my memory at age 30. They call it the awakening. Anyway, they kept on bringing me back. They're like, make another song like that you did before. So I made another song, and I guess someone famous used it. And then I made another song the next night, and someone else used it. And then it wasn't, after a while, after a few weeks, it wasn't amazing anymore. It was just common thing. Let's get a song from this freak kid, right? And then
Right.
when I couldn't come up with songs anymore, they started to try to scare me with threats. So then that worked for a little while. But then when that didn't work, then they started hurting my clone, stabbing it, punching it, everything, and just lightly at first because I was a kid, but then it got worse and worse. And then people just started, like, they included me into some kind of a torture spectacle. They'd chain me up, and man, they just torture you. And people get like aroused there in the stands at watching it, the screaming and stuff. And lizards, vrills, they hang in the deep bases in the stands too, side by side with people, and some people don't like sitting near them. They smell funny, and I don't know, and they're really creepy looking. And so they sit on the other side, but the lizards really love it. It's like music to them. These things, I know all about them, because after I made so many songs, this is how the reason I'm not dead. After I made so many songs, they all wanted me to go there willingly, and political people started asking me advice. I'm like a little kid. They're like, what would you think about this? Because they said that a little kid can think outside of a box and provide alternate options that they hadn't thought about, which I did. And it just got worse and worse, and they kept asking me more and more, make more and more songs. So eventually then people started saying, oh my God, what if this kid is like some kind of special religious significance? And then all the religious fanatics started going weird, trying to say that I could be New Age Jesus because it's around the same time and he's amazing and this and that, looks the part. Then they wanted to use me for something called Project Camelot. Now this is a real slimy plan to manufacture a messiah-like figure to lead the Earth through a cataclysmic catastrophe, which is...
Now, are you referring to like Blue Beam and so forth? Does that come into play with this sort of thing, like a one-world religion, like with Camelot?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Just about all the G20 leaders attend this place. They've been collected into it. And other people that aren't even in the G20 are in it. A bunch of African countries, Scandinavian countries, a bunch of different royalties. They all go there. And so many people have been made an example of. They are all scared silent, except for like the most powerful. They're really for it. They're all a bunch of old, ugly, fat people that can't get laid, so they bring people there, and they're all enslaving people, and it's just a lifestyle for them, right? Because they're so powerful and stuff. But they never figured I'd turn on them. I always planned to. I always planned to turn on them. As soon as they released my memory to me, I was going to be down in the police station, on the internet, something, until they killed me. Because, I can't continue to be going to this place. And I always told them I didn't want to go there. And Elizabeth's like, you'll come here if I want you to. And she's always full of threats. You don't see her talking too much on TV and stuff. Oh, man, this windbag at this place. Oh, my God. She says she is the speaker. This is her venue. And I am her soapbox. She uses
well, they have to be scared, though, right? I mean,
they're terrified.
They're knowing that you're disseminating this information, not only you, but many other people. And I know you've come in contact with others that have been at these cloning centers, and they come forward, and of course, they kind of change immediately afterward. Or I don't know if there's some sort of technology with the chip and so forth, where with threats, where they change, like Tequila, for example, and so forth. I'm trying to name drop it, but you come in contact with these other people. However, these powers that be, so to speak, like the Queen of England, I'm sure there's many other, like you said, the G20. They must be scared this information is coming out. At the same time, would they not then kind of step back from showing up so much and being so obvious about it for fear that they'll be found out?
Yes, they're trying to negotiate. This is the thing. They wanted me to tell about cloning. They wanted me to tell about Vril and the hosts, the parasited hosts. Now, the thing is, they did not want me to tell about the chip heads because they want to continue their fake immortality, flawed existence. But I told
Why did they want you to tell about the other stuff, though?
Okay, all the celebrities, they don't want to attend anymore. And all of the ground level people that go there for rowdy, crazy, disgusting fun, they don't want to go there anymore. The novelty is worn off.
Basically, business, they're trying to shut the business down because it's not as functional anymore, right?
Yes, and they don't know what to do about all the hosts in the world. There is a lot of hosts, parasited hosts of these lizards. They used to be called mimics because they mimic human behavior. Germans called them doppelgangers. They have all kinds of names from different countries. Japan called them Oni. That means demon in Japan. Yeah, they want it known, but they said that this is the subject that is going to cause the end of the world, and they said I have to say it right to the world, or it's going to be a catastrophe, because this could, once it's proven, once you see a crab, I call them crab nasties, once you see a Vril body on television, and then people know what the proboscis does, and then someone says the percentage of the population that has been droned, it could lead to panic, riots, loss of social order, looting, martial law, all that, and that could be the end of the world, spiral down. Just, everybody got to stay calm. They're trying to think of a solution, but the thing is, China and Russia, man, China and Russia and Germany are pretty much the most powerful factions there. Italy is pretty much, well, Italy has the religious part of the Catholicism there. They got lots of money, but they're nothing compared to China and Russia. China and Russia droned a lot of people, very heartlessly, with a military agenda. And
well, Donnie, so what does that mean, like, for the average person? So are you saying that, like, when you're walking down the street, I would tend to think that there'd be some people that would be droned, which means it's their body's
Yes.
not really their original human body, but it's this sort of real mentality taking over human bodies. So if you're walking down the street, there could be a percentage of other people, right? Now, but also on that, then looking at positions in power, wouldn't it make sense to conceive the idea, if that's what their agenda is, whatever it is for droning, that people in high power, even presidents and so forth, could be drones instead of just
definitely.
And if you, when you say China and Russia militarily, are you trying to say that they're using China and Russia as their personal bodyguards?
No, they are. China and Russia have been using lizards to replace people, to drone people and make them willing slaves because the drone just likes being a human.
What's in it for the lizards? What's in it for the lizards then?
Ensured safety, keeping them secret. They get more bodies to inhabit for their friends back underground and stuff. Different stuff.
So they're
also
like food purveyors then to them. They're like food and entertainment providers.
Yes, exactly.
Basically.
No, they don't only drone people. They eat people. Their favorite food is humans and goats. Goats and the type 3s like poultry blood. Now they drink blood, and the solids that they like are brain and pancreas. It's their choicest parts, right? And
Right.
they get them people, governments get them people to eat. It's disgusting. You would think that the government people were drones. Now, thing is, China and Russia, they pretty much undermined America so bad. They have been droning people in America for a long time, in the government and everything, and chipping people's heads and taking over. America isn't even, I don't want to get people mad, but America isn't even really a country. It's a parasite country. It's going to have a real bad time soon because Russia and China are setting it up to take a fall. They know that they can't nuke them because they'd get a retaliatory strike and they would take damage. They know they can't invade because everybody has guns and they get blasted. So they're going to find something else to do. And I think they're going to drop a man-made asteroid on it from somewhere out there. I don't know how they can do this. It could be a plasma ball caused by the HARP machine that they have, the weather manipulation tool they have. They've been using that for a while.
This Nibiru everybody's talking about, Planet X, is that what you're thinking that they're going to do, is pull Planet X down onto, down on Earth?
They've told me years ago there is no Planet X. They said they're going to use that as an excuse. Now, what their plan was, they had a few different plans and spin-offs of those plans. They made a few movies about it to run it by the public to gauge public reaction, to see what
predictive programming. Yes. So
Yep.
Can you, and real quickly, Donnie, when you're talking about this, like what movie specifically are you referring to?
Oh man, like Deep Impact and like Armageddon and all that.
Okay.